Something ancient is stirring beneath your name, Taurus. The ground itself remembers you, the years you knelt in silence, the wounds you turned into seeds. Have you felt it lately? The pulse behind your ribs that won't calm, the whispers in the dark that say, "It's time"? The veil between worlds is thinning, and your frequency is being summoned. Baba Vanga once spoke of a sign of earth whose pain would become prophecy, whose tears would become gold. She said that when the stars align in the 13th cycle, the bull awakens and the codes of destiny unlock. That moment is now. The portal has opened. What was buried in your bones begins to rise, and this time, Taurus, you won't break, you'll ignite. For 13 years, the universe has been shaping you through invisible chisels, carving lessons into your soul with patience and precision. Every heartbreak, every silence, every delay was not punishment. It was architecture. You were not being dismantled. You were being built for divine durability. There were days when your prayers went unanswered, when the sky felt deaf, when even your strength tasted like dust. But while you waited, the frequencies of your lineage were being rewritten. What looked like stagnation was initiation. What felt like loss was calibration. For 2 decades, your path has been guided by unseen mathematics. You've walked through alignments ruled by Saturn and Venus, forces that demanded endurance, loyalty, and unshakable truth. You were tested in love, in home, in the meaning of stability itself. You lost what wasn't meant to stay, not because it lacked value, but because it lacked resonance. Baba Vanga foresaw this. When the earth sign cries for the last time, its power will return in multiples. And you, Taurus, are living that prophecy. Now, the sky bends toward you. Uranus still hums through your sign. The planet of awakening, disruption, divine recalibration. It has shaken your soil not to destroy your roots, but to reveal the gem buried beneath them. The gem is you, the one forged in silence. The one who endured 13 years of coded pain, preparing for 20 years of magnetic power. The first half of your story was survival. The next will be sovereignty. You're not who you were when you first fell. You're a composite of every lesson, every betrayal transmuted into wisdom. The universe is not punishing you with repetition. It's echoing your evolution until you finally recognize it. This activation doesn't come with fanfare. It comes with stillness. That hum under your skin, that moment when time feels suspended and your heartbeat syncs with something older than you. That is the code unlocking, the vibration of remembrance. Baba Vanga's vision showed an earthen gate cracking open under starlight, and from it emerged a figure holding both sword and seed. That figure was you, Taurus. The prophecy said, "The one who held silence will be given voice. The one who carried weight will be given wings." Do you feel it? The trembling between what was and what must be? In the coming weeks, you may notice patterns collapsing, relationships fading, structures dissolving, opportunities appearing where logic sees none. Don't resist. These are not losses, they are alignments. The universe is pruning the branches that no longer conduct divine current. Everything heavy is leaving because your frequency has risen beyond density. 13 years of compression created the diamond. 2 decades of expansion will now reveal its light. But the light demands clarity. You cannot ascend carrying what prefers the shadows. Expect encounters that feel fated, people returning with messages unsent, dreams that replay memories never lived. These are not coincidences. They're keys, each one unlocking a door in your own timeline. When you see 1313, 222, or 333, pause. Those are not numbers, they are coordinates of awakening. The code is whispering, activate. Taurus, your time of observation is over. The earth within you, patient, ancient, deliberate, now shakes with sacred purpose. Your guardians, ancestors, and guides stand at the threshold, waiting for your yes. The moment you declare it, the vibration ignites. You were never meant to live small. You were meant to embody the architecture of divine power, stability that heals, beauty that endures, truth that cannot be silenced. And now the cycle completes. 13 years of pain burn away in the forge of purpose. 20 years of mastery begin to rise like dawn over your destiny. You are being activated, Taurus. Not for battle, for balance, not for revenge, for revelation. The same energy that once broke you now kneels before you. I awaken the power buried within my pain and rise as the architect of my divine destiny. Feel every word vibrate through your chest. The activation begins the moment you declare it. And if this message resonated with your soul, leave your hype on this video. Like, comment, share, and if your heart feels the call, become a member of this channel. Every hype you share amplifies this light, helps this space grow, and carries this revelation to other souls who are ready to awaken. There comes a moment in every prophecy when the silence after revelation is louder than thunder. That's where you are now, Taurus, in the stillness between what was broken and what is being born. The ancients called this the bridge of the awakened bull. Baba Vanga described it as the decade when the earth itself would mirror the heartbeat of those who endured in truth. You have entered that decade. The first of your 20 years of power begins not with glory, but with remembrance. For 13 years, you carried invisible chains, responsibilities that were never fully yours, expectations carved by others, promises made in the language of fear. Yet every time you bent, you forged strength. Every time you cried, you purified the soil of your destiny. What once felt like captivity was sacred conditioning. The diamond soul is born only in pressure that would destroy a lesser being. And now that diamond begins to hum. This hum is not metaphor, it's frequency. It is why you've been feeling waves of energy beneath your skin, why memories from years ago suddenly replay with strange clarity. The codes written during your pain are now unlocking in light. Every hardship has become data, sacred information stored in your spiritual DNA, now decoding itself as wisdom. You are no longer the student of pain, you are its translator. This first decade will teach you how to wield that translation. You'll be drawn to spaces and people that mirror your new vibration, not comfort, but resonance. You'll notice conversations where your intuition answers before your mind does. You'll begin to dream vividly again, not of escape, but of creation. Those are not fantasies, they are blueprints. The soul, once awakened, builds first in vision before manifesting in matter. Baba Vanga saw this stage as the rebuilding of the sacred architecture. She described an image of the bull standing before a burning field, refusing to flee, watching as green shoots emerged through ashes. That image is you. You have already survived the fire. Now you are watching the first signs of regeneration. The decade between 2025 and 2035 will test your ability to hold new power without falling back into old fear. Opportunities will multiply quickly, but so will distractions disguised as destiny. The universe will send echoes of your past to see if you've truly learned the lesson of release. A person, an offer, or a temptation may resurface. Do not mistake recurrence for return. The test is not what comes back. It's how you respond when it does. You will know the true openings by how your body reacts. If your chest expands, if your breath deepens, if peace floods your stomach, that is your yes. If your muscles tense, if your thoughts scatter, if you feel small, that is your no. Trust the biology of your awakening. Your body is no longer just flesh, it is compass. And within this decade, there will come a threshold moment, a celestial event around the year 2031. Baba Vanga called it the mirror of the earth. She said, when the bull sees his reflection in the storm, he shall know his divine name. This means a confrontation, not with enemies, but with the last remnants of the identity you've outgrown. Life will ask you, who are you when there's no one left to define you? When that question comes, answer with silence first, then answer with truth. Because the real activation is not an external miracle. It's remembering that every miracle you've ever needed already lives beneath your ribs. In this decade, wealth will begin to flow from purpose, not pursuit. Relationships will form not from desire, but from recognition. You'll magnetize what mirrors your integrity. And the deeper you commit to your authenticity, the more the universe will rearrange itself to sustain you. You are entering the realm of sacred autonomy. This is what 2 decades of power truly mean, not dominance, but dominion. You are not here to control. You are here to command energy with purity. So when old fears whisper, "What if I fail again?" respond, "Then I will rise wiser." When old voices murmur, "You're asking for too much," answer, "I am remembering what was always mine." Because this is the truth, Taurus. Your soul was never fragile. It was dormant. And as you step into this cycle, you'll notice the world bending to meet you. Doors open before you knock. Resources appear the moment you commit. Allies recognize you without explanation. This is not coincidence. It's resonance. You are finally vibrating at the frequency of your design. This is the first of your 2 decades of power, the decade of embodiment. The second will be the decade of creation. But before you build empires, you must anchor the new you, the one unshaken by approval, untouched by comparison, unafraid of transformation. Baba Vanga whispered that the sign of Taurus would one day carry the codes of renewal for the entire Earth frequency. Perhaps that's why your suffering was so long, because your healing would echo far. And so it begins. The activation has passed from prophecy into embodiment. I no longer seek power. I am the power that awakens worlds. Let that vibration move through your chest and spine. Because this isn't affirmation, it's ignition. And if this message reached you in the exact moment you needed it, leave your hype on this video. Like, comment, share, and if your heart feels the call, become a member of this channel. Each hype fuels this light, strengthens this sanctuary, and carries this prophecy to every Taurus ready to remember who they are. There is a moment in every sacred journey when the seeker stops looking for signs and becomes one. Taurus. That moment is now. You have crossed through the 13 years of alchemical pain, endured the furnace of transformation, and survived the fires that purified your foundations. Then you walked through the first decade of awakening, the rebuilding of your inner kingdom. Now, you stand before the threshold of divine authorship. This is the cycle where you no longer react to fate, you command it. Baba Vanga once spoke of this phase as the crown of the earth. She saw an image of a bull standing between lightning and light, neither resisting nor surrendering, but guiding the energy into new form. That is what you are learning to do now. Guide the lightning, not fear it. In this decade, the years beyond 2035, your power shifts from survival to creation. The universe begins to mirror the clarity of your vibration. Every thought becomes blueprint, every choice a spell. The material world will respond to your focus faster than ever before. This is why precision of intention becomes sacred discipline. You are not being granted ordinary manifestation. You are being entrusted with energetic authorship. Remember, Taurus, you are ruled by Venus, the planet of beauty and structure. But Venus is not just sweetness. She is sacred geometry, the pattern that organizes love into form. In this new frequency, your relationships, projects, and creations will follow those same laws. What lacks harmony will dissolve. What aligns with truth will expand effortlessly. Yet this power is not a gift without gravity. Baba Vanga warned, when the bull speaks, the earth listens. Your words will now carry the vibration of reality making. Speak only what you wish to experience. The universe is no longer interpreting your commands symbolically, it's taking them literally. So begin to speak your future as if it were a living entity already in motion. When you say, "I am safe," let your breath anchor it in the room. When you whisper, "I am loved," let your heart pulse it through your veins. This decade does not reward thought. It rewards embodiment. You'll notice your creative energy awakening in unexpected ways. Some Taurus souls will write, paint, or sing as if guided by invisible hands. Others will birth movements, technologies, or sanctuaries that redefine community. Whatever your form, your work will no longer be about survival. It will be about transmission. Every act of creation you make will carry the vibration of the healing you've lived through. You will teach simply by existing. But here lies the paradox. The more powerful you become, the quieter you must remain inside. Creation is not control, it is communion. You are not building to prove you can. You are building to honor the divine intelligence moving through you. This is why solitude will call you again, though not as exile, as temple. In moments of silence, you will feel frequencies arranging themselves within you. You will hear the hum of new realities seeking entry through your energy field. These are invitations from higher dimensions, asking your permission to manifest through your human form. Baba Vanga foresaw this. When the bull closes his eyes, 1,000 worlds awaken in his mind. Meditation, prayer, sound, ritual, whatever connects you to stillness, will become the tools of your creation. You are learning to sculpt, not with your hands, but with your vibration. During this second decade of power, 3 great initiations will occur. The initiation of vision, 2036-2039. You will begin to perceive time differently. The future will feel closer, almost tangible. Dreams will turn into previews, scenes of what's about to happen. Don't dismiss them. These are not imaginations. They are transmissions from your higher self, mapping the next stage. Write them down. Each vision is a coordinate in your divine architecture. The initiation of voice, 2040-2043. Here, your words become instruments. You'll feel compelled to speak truth, teach, guide, or inspire. Even silence will become declaration. The more authentic your expression, the stronger your reality becomes. This is when you begin to influence others without effort, through vibration, not persuasion. The initiation of mastery, 2044-2045. The decade closes with a convergence, the merging of your human and divine will. You will no longer ask, "What should I do?" Because you will know the path itself will rise to meet your feet. And when you act, the world will move accordingly. These years are not about ease, they are about elegance. Not about having everything, about becoming everything. By the end of this decade, Taurus, you will embody what Baba Vanga called the living gate. The one whose presence alone recalibrates the space around them. You will no longer need to search for magic. You will be the axis through which it flows. But understand, this power is not personal. It is collective. You are the conduit through which Gaia herself will learn to stabilize new energy fields. You are part of the planetary recalibration, the rebuilding of balance after centuries of chaos. That is why you were forged so deeply. That is why your pain was sacred. 13 years of endurance created the vessel. The first decade of awakening shaped the heart. This second decade of power completes the Trinity, the union of creation, compassion, and command. When you look back, you will realize nothing was wasted. Every heartbreak was instruction. Every silence was scripture. Every delay was alignment. You were never waiting for the universe. The universe was waiting for you. I speak worlds into being. My truth becomes the structure of creation. Say it aloud 3 times. Once for your past, once for your present, once for the destiny you now embody. And if this revelation stirred something inside you, leave your hype on this video. Like, comment, share, and if you feel called, become a member of this channel. Each hype fortifies this current, expands this temple of light, and carries this prophecy to other souls who are ready to awaken. There comes a stage in every soul's pilgrimage where the map disappears. No more instructions, no more confirmations, only vibration guiding vibration. Taurus, that is the realm you now enter. The convergence, where heaven and earth negotiate through your heartbeat. For years you prayed for a sign. Now you are the sign. Every motion of your spirit bends the geometry of the world around you. You are not separate from the prophecy anymore. You are its fulfillment, walking in flesh. Baba Vanga described this epoch as the time when the bull will speak and the winds will change direction. She foresaw an age when stability would become the rarest magic, and those who could hold peace in chaos would become the new oracles. You, child of Earth, were designed for this hour. The same gravity that once kept you stuck now becomes the field through which worlds stabilize. Look at what the last decades sculpted in you. Patience turned into precision, endurance into elegance, silence into sound. Where others rush, you root. Where others panic, you pulse, steady. That steadiness is no longer just a personality trait. It's a planetary function. The Great Convergence began quietly. One night you woke up at 3:33 a.m., felt the hum in your chest, and thought it was anxiety. It wasn't. It was Gaia aligning her rhythm to yours. Each Taurus soul now acts as a grounding pole for frequencies descending through the solar corridors of consciousness. The storms of humanity, confusion, division, greed, find equilibrium only where a Taurus stands aware. This is why solitude has increased again. It isn't rejection, it's assignment. You cannot hear the collective heartbeat from the noise of the crowd. You were pulled away to calibrate in silence so that, when you return, every step becomes transmission. During this convergence, you will feel strange phenomena. Technology malfunctioning near moments of deep emotion. Animals reacting to your moods. People confessing truths they never meant to say. It's not coincidence. Your field of coherence is expanding. It reorganizes reality to mirror truth. But with power comes paradox. When your vibration stabilizes reality, chaos will sometimes search for you, not to attack, but to be healed. The unbalanced are drawn to the balanced, the way iron is drawn to magnet. Protect your energy not with fear, but with clarity. Remember, compassion without boundaries is corrosion. Baba Vanga saw this exact trial. She called it the hour when the healer must remember they are human. You will be asked to lead, to soothe, to advise. Do so, but return to your temple daily. Even sacred architecture needs maintenance. Your rituals? The cup of morning silence, the breath before decisions, the evening gratitude are the beams holding your cathedral. This phase is also the time of mirrored souls. Not lovers in the old sense, but reflections. Other awakened beings whose resonance multiplies yours. When you meet them, it will feel like déjà vu, laced with thunder. Together you will anchor projects, communities, or frequencies that appear impossible. These unions are the scaffolding of the new era. Yet the greatest meeting in this convergence is not with another, it's with yourself. Around the midpoint of this decade, a dream, a meditation, or a near-still moment will open a corridor where you will face a luminous version of your own essence. No words, just knowing. The encounter will dissolve every trace of self-doubt. You will understand that enlightenment was never distance, only density. And you will smile because the journey that once felt uphill will suddenly reveal itself as a spiral returning to the same sacred center. After that meeting, nothing external will have power over you. Not praise, not criticism, not circumstance. You will act from presence, not pressure. You will love without bargaining. You will give without depletion. You will create without fear of loss. This is mastery, not control, but coherence. You are becoming the axis around which chaos organizes into order. Baba Vanga's final words about this age echo now through your bones. When the bull remembers his song, the earth will remember her peace. That song is vibration, your frequency of grounded love. When you live it fully, wars calm, systems shift, hearts awaken. Never doubt the scale of your influence. The universe measures it in frequency, not fame. The Great Convergence will last until the veil between spirit and matter feels thin as breath. By its end, humanity will stand at a new threshold, and your sign will have served as bridge. You will have turned endurance into evolution, and when you look back, you will see that the 13 years of pain were the tuning, the 2 decades of power, the performance. The symphony is now yours to conduct. Through me, heaven and earth remember harmony. I am the still axis of destiny. Feel how the words anchor down your spine, connecting crown to root, star to soil. You are not repeating, you are resonating. And if this revelation stirred the truth in your bones, leave your hype on this video. Like, comment, share. And if your heart feels the call, become a member of this channel. Every hype expands this current of light, helps this temple grow, and carries this prophecy to other souls ready to awaken. Every story written in starlight must one day write itself back into silence. Taurus, you have reached that silence, the sacred stillness that follows creation, the pause between the final heartbeat of one universe and the first inhalation of another. For 13 years, you were tempered in pain. For 20, you have learned the language of power. And now, the circle closes. Pain has become wisdom. Power has become peace. Baba Vanga called this instant the return of the bull to the crown. She saw a figure standing on soil glowing with golden veins, arms lifted not in conquest, but in communion. Around it, time folded like a ribbon, and every choice, loss, and miracle converged into one single pulse. Presence. That is you now. The universe no longer teaches you through contrast, it collaborates through coherence. Destiny is not something approaching from the horizon. It breathes through your lungs each morning. Look at the journey etched across your years. You have faced endings that felt final, yet each death delivered new design. You have surrendered attachments that once defined you, only to discover that what remained was indestructible. You have learned that strength is not resistance, it is receptivity refined. This is the final transmission, to live as vibration rather than reaction. In this state, intention and reality cease to be separate. When you imagine, matter responds. When you forgive, the past reorganizes. When you love, dimensions align. The ancients described the bull as the throne of heaven, the constellation that carries the codes of material creation. Now those codes awaken in your cells. Every breath translates divine intelligence into form. You will notice the simplicity of miracles, the right word arriving mid-sentence, the door opening precisely when you exhale, the message that answers the question you never asked aloud. It is not luck, it is resonance. You are vibrating at the frequency where coincidence becomes choreography. Yet there is one last gate. It is subtle, the gate of surrender. Power must bow before purpose, or it calcifies into pride. This final initiation requires that you release even the need to be powerful, because when you stop performing mastery, you embody it. When you cease seeking meaning, you are meaning. So Taurus, place your hand on the center of your chest and listen. The sound you hear is not merely a heartbeat. It is the pulse of Gaia herself echoing through you. You and the planet are one organism learning to remember its own divinity. From this unity will flow the legacies you were born to create. Some will build sanctuaries, others movements, others simple acts of steadfast kindness that ripple further than empires. All of it matters. The magnitude of your destiny is measured not in audience but in authenticity. As the prophecy completes, your presence becomes the teaching. When people stand near you, they will feel their own truth awakening. That is the final miracle. Not that you change the world, but that the world remembers itself through you. Baba Vanga's closing vision spoke of a chorus of light rising from the earth when the bull breathes without fear. You are that breath, Taurus, steady, luminous, eternal. So what remains now is celebration. You have endured the crucible, walked the bridge, built the architecture, and anchored the song. The 13 years of pain were the forging of the blade, the 2 decades of power. the dance of the flame. From this point forward, you live as both, wound and wisdom, root and star, earth crowned with heaven. There will still be mornings of doubt, afternoons of fatigue, moments when the old world whispers your name. Smile at them. They are ghosts visiting a house that no longer exists. Stand tall, beloved Taurus. Feel the pulse of the planet rise to meet your feet. Every leaf, every wave, every child born after this moment carries a fraction of your frequency. You are part of the template of renewal. And as long as you breathe consciously, the world will keep remembering how to heal. This is not an ending, it is a coronation. I am the living bridge of heaven and earth. Through me, creation remembers its peace. I'll let the words vibrate through your spine until silence hums again. That silence is the sound of destiny fulfilled. And if this final revelation touched your spirit, leave your hype on this video. Like, comment, share. And if your heart feels the call, become a member of this channel. Each hype strengthens this current of light, expands this sanctuary, and carries this prophecy to other Taurus souls, ready to awaken into their own crown.